Consider Mr. Ravi is thinking of investing his money in a scheme which will enable his return to become double or triple over a period of time. In order to make his decision, he will have to look into some of the things which will help him identify what is the proper investment strategy. We will see each and every one in detail. Main objective of his investment would be he wants to make wealth after some years of time. So he will be looking for some long-term plan which will enable this to happen. He might have a financial goal to achieve in a short period of time. For example, he might be thinking of buying a car or a bike in a short span of 2 years. So he will be looking for an investment which will enable him to save monthly basis. After 2 years, he will be in a position to achieve the goal. He might be looking for an option which will enable him not to invest his money lump sum at the start of the investment, which will allow him to invest from just 100 rupees or 500 rupees onwards. In addition to allow him to invest lump sum when he has enough money. The main point he might consider is he doesn't want to spend much money in managing whatever money he has invested. So he will be looking for an option which will not let him to pay extra money just to manage his funds, hence making his return to be more. He might be looking for an option which will make the transactions to happen in a easy mode, doesn't involve much transaction time to get it invested. In addition to above said condition, since the world is evolving so quickly, he might be looking for an option which will make the payment to happen automatically on a monthly basis or off yearly basis. For example, SIP or bank mandate. He should be in a position to decide where to invest based on the risk associated with that particular investment. The only investment which is going to satisfy whatever we have discussed so far in this section is going to be nothing but the mutual funds. In the next section, we will see how the mutual fund works. Let us say some people like us are thinking of investing their money into the mutual fund. What they will normally do, they will have an option to buy a mutual fund from asset management company. Some examples of asset management companies include HDFC Mutual Fund, Axis Mutual Fund, IDFC, Motilal Oswal. Those kind of asset management companies will help you to decide what kind of fund you want to buy. Most of the funds will have fund manager. The fund manager's job is to collect the money that you have invested into the mutual fund. He will be focusing on investing that money into the share market or gold price or debt oriented companies. By investing our money into the share market or bond or gold, the money will appreciate over time. Whatever extra money is getting generated out of investing into securities, that money will be paid back to us. This is how the life cycle of mutual fund works. In short, we invest money into mutual fund. The fund manager invests that money into the stock market, gold or debt bonds. The investment yields extra money. That extra money will be paid back to us. If you keep our fund for longer period of time, the time it has taken will yield more money. So we will get more returns. There are some important factors that we need to consider while investing in mutual fund. The first point is that we need to see whether the fund has entry load. Nowadays, most of the mutual funds doesn't have entry load. The next point that we need to check is that the expense ratio. Expense ratio is something that indicates the money that we need to pay for the fund manager to manage our funds. It will vary from 0 to 3%. It won't cross more than 3%. The third point that we need to consider is exit load. Every mutual fund will have exit load. That is something that you need to pay in case you want to cash out your investment before the lock-in period ends. In this section, we will see what are the different kinds of mutual funds available to make investment and how they get classified. In general, the mutual funds are classified by the maturity period and by investment objectives. Under maturity period, the funds are further classified into open-ended funds and closed-ended funds. First, we will see what is open-ended funds. If it is open-ended fund, we can buy and sell anytime we want. The systematic investment plan is allowed in this fund. In case of closed-ended funds, the investments can be made only during the launch period of the fund. Once the fund is launched, we cannot make any further investment. In addition to that, closed-ended funds will be sold when it matures or when the lock-in period ends. Now we will see how we categorize the funds by investment objective. The first one is equity fund, which means high risk but high returns. Investment will be on only stocks. The next category would be debt funds, which include income fund, gilt fund, money market fund, which means the income will be generated by investing in corporate bonds and government securities. So the risk will be less and then the return also will be less. Balanced fund will invest both in equity and debt oriented institutes. In this section, we will see the advantages of mutual funds. We will start with the first and foremost thing, which is it's really easy to invest in mutual fund. There is no need of be having the demat account to invest in mutual fund like stocks. We can start our investment from just 100 rupees or 500 rupees onwards. The main advantage of investing in mutual fund is that the information about each and every fund is very transparent. We can see full details about the mutual fund, and we can see who is managing our fund. In addition to that, the expense ratio, asset under management under the fund, entry load and exit load, all those details we should be able to see by going through the documentation of each mutual fund before we select. The return that we are going to get out of mutual fund is going to be higher. In case we plan for long term investment, definitely it will give an opportunity for us to create wealth after some 10-15 years of time. When the time passes on, the return will increase. In addition to higher returns, it offers an opportunity to diversify our portfolio. For example, in case you are a conservative investor, you can always go for large cap funds, which will yield you less return but risk is less. In case you are looking for gaining more return in the long term, you can always go for small cap funds, which will be higher risk and your return also will be higher. In case you want to have fixed income, you can always go for debt oriented funds. So it gives all the opportunity for you to select what you want to invest in. So you have a lot of option to choose from what kind of mutual fund you want to go for. To maintain your investment, it's not going to take you a lot of money to do the maintenance of the fund. You just need to pay less than 3%, which is going to be the expense ratio to manage your fund. So you can pay less money to maintain your investment. Your investment is professionally managed. As I said earlier, each fund will have its own fund manager whose job is to actively invest in stocks or government bonds to get you more returns. In this section, we are going to see the disadvantages of investing in mutual funds. We will see each and everything one by one. There is no guarantee that the return will be more. You can't expect more than some percentage. You can't just think about how it has performed in the past and then you can expect some return in the future. That is not the case. It is subject to the market risk. It means if the market is going higher, your return will be higher. If the market is going lower, then your return will be lower. There are some hidden charges which includes the expense ratio, the exit load. All those things has to be considered before you invest in any mutual fund. The people who doesn't know much information about the mutual fund, they just go for any good mutual fund based on the ratings. After that, they will get to know all these details. As we have already seen, there are various types of mutual funds available to select from. So it is always a bit difficult to select the mutual fund which satisfies our financial goal. Hence, it is required for investor to have information about expense ratio, exit and entry load and risk level of the fund that they are choosing. You will have to pay tax on the gains that you are getting out of mutual funds. Tax is calculated when you try to sell your mutual fund. When you sell your mutual fund, either long term gain tax or short term gain tax will be applicable based on how much time you have hold your mutual fund. Now we have come to the end of the video. Hope you would have understood what are mutual funds and how they work, what are the advantages and disadvantages of investing in mutual funds. I will see you guys in next video.